gentlemen, and welcome here to Homestead-Miami Speedway, the track which normally is considered the track location for the season finale in NASCAR series, but in this, it's not. And we're here anyway for chase race number 3 of season 7 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series, coming off what was a rather controversial and somewhat disappointing race weekend at Watkins Glen. These drivers now coming in here, getting ready to get back to some good old Speedway racing, as we got 27 laps on tap here for you guys today. On point is going to be Trent Dunham in the Sunchip Chevrolet. Alongside of him, Sean Galligan in the Hartlepool Chevrolet. Both these drivers, former NNSCRA champions, but neither one of them have gone to victory lane yet this season in a Snickers Cup Series event. Today that could change. Lined up in row 2, Cody Lamas had himself actually a pretty decent Truck Series finish here 2 days ago. Yesterday, though, his Mobile Cup Series finish was not so good as he got caught up in a wreck with 2 to go. He was the points leader coming into that race as well. He's trying to look for his first Mobile Cup Series win of the season, and alongside of him, a driver trying to go to victory lane for the second time this week. Or not this week, I'm sorry, this season, I should say. That is Noah Hart for Kyotech Racing. Noah Hart right now is last of the 14 chasers battling out for the championship this year, and he is a total of 58 points out of the top position. So good qualifying spot today. He may be trying to get himself back on track, get himself back up in the championship hunt. It's still early on. We're only on chase race number 3 of 10. There still is an opportunity for drivers that are having difficulty here during the first part of this chase to get themselves good enough finishes, maybe a couple wins along the way, and get themselves right back up in the title hunt by the time we get to the actual season finale at Zen Joltis. Nonetheless, then, folks, it's time to get these cars rolling off. They're going to complete a couple pace laps. While they complete those couple pace laps, why don't we lay it out for you as far as what the points look like coming into today's race. Now, as opposed to the Truck Series and Mobile Cup Series, the points don't come real spread out into the Homestead-Miami race here for Snickers Cup. Kris Wascher is the current points leader by 1 point over Charles Sanford. Third in points is John Cittadino. He's 8 points back. Ian Dutta, he is 4th in points. He's a total of 17 points out, and then a total of 19 points, or I'm sorry, not 19, make that 20 points out, is Anthony McCurry, 5th in points. Joshua Collard is 6th in points. He's a total of 26 points out. Sean Henley, he is 7th in the standings. He is a total of 34 points back. 35 points back is Jacob Lawler. He's 8th in points. A tie for 9th between Harrison Langford and Dylan Poteet. They are both 36 points out. Bob Jones, he's 11th in points, a total of 38 points back. And then 44 points back is Andrea Erickson, 12th in points. Danny Wells is 13th in points. He is 53 points back. And then Noah Hart, as we mentioned, he is a total of 58 points back. He is in 14th in points. Pace car, as you see, is peeling off. Trent Dunham and Sean Galligan get underway. Green flag is out at Homestead in the Ford Ecoboost 400. Highest starting chaser for this race was Noah Hart, but he just got bypassed by Bob Jones as Noah Hart is very quickly dropping to the back. Look at this, 3 wide for the lead. Kyle Matthews sticks it way down underneath Cody Lamas and Trent Dunham. Can he get it there in turn 3? Yes, he can. He's making it stick. 3 wide for the lead here, and the caution flag is out. They're racing like crazy here in the first few laps. It didn't surprise me the caution came out as soon as it did. But Kyle Matthews is going to lead us under the yellow. I believe Bob Jones, did he get second? Yes, he did. He just barely got second. Cody Lamas 3rd, Galligan 4th, and 5th place, I believe, was Trent Dunham, just barely over Mary Cole. Who was in this? Oh, Dylan Young, our Mobile Cup Series race winner from yesterday. He's involved. Daniel Day is off the pace. Charles Sanford has got rear end damage. 2nd in points, only 1 point behind Kris Wascher, the points leader. Oh, look out. Slow up, slow up, slow up. Oh, Sanford just hit Dylan Poteet. Another chaser. And James Silverfox was turned around back here too, and I think I saw Ian Dutta with damage. I did. Harrison Langford, another chaser's got damage. Michaels, our Truck Series winner's got damage. William Duncan, James McLeod got damage, and I think the points leader may have some damage. Kris Wascher. Look carefully on the hood of that machine. I think that car is pushed in on the front just a bit. It is. Oh my. Jessica Shelton's got some damage on her machine. Looking further up, was anybody else involved? Doesn't look like it, but oh boy, we got quite a few chasers. A lot of front-running chasers involved in this one. Wascher, Sanford. Oh man. Poteet we know's got damage. Langford's got damage. And there was another chaser too. Who was the other chaser that I saw that had some damage? Oh, Ian Dutta. Caution flag is out for the first time here today. This is starting to look somewhat like our Truck Series event where the chasers are being targeted, but caution flag's out, as I said. Let's head back, look at a replay of what just happened. And this started not too far back from outside the top 10. They were almost practically 5 wide coming out of 2 here. The car on the high side there, I believe, is Drew Austin. Dylan Schwallenberg, Joshua Collard, William Duncan, and Dylan Poteet, all part of that 5 wide situation. And I think the contacts could come right there. Schwallenberg into Austin, comes down across the nose of Duncan. Duncan then comes down across the nose of Dylan Poteet. And this is where I think everything's going to start up. Poteet going to come back up. What happened to Dougie Shears? That car just turned a dead left into Poteet. Danny Wells gets held up behind it, and then there's Daniel Day and company all turning the wrong way. Silver Fox, Michaels, Charles Jackson actually got really squirrely. Nice save there. Oh, wow. Jessica Shelton took a hard hit into the wall. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, Ian Dutta's car got lifted up. Who was that went underneath? I think it was Sanford and Dylan Young as they piled in. There you're looking at Kris Wascher. Let's rewind it a bit here. Who does he hit? Oh, he tried getting through, and after Shelton spun, he runs straight into the back of her. And then Ralph Mason's right behind him. I don't know if Ralph got damage or not. And there's Wascher up and on his side. Car does come back down on all 4 wheels. There's Harrison Langford. We know he got a piece of it. And then Joshua Michaels, I don't think is even going to slow down. I think he's going to, well, no, he did. He slowed down for Ian Dutta to get turned around again. But we got to look at that again with the Dougie Shears machine. Alright, we're looking at this from our helicopter view. I want to see if Dougie Shears gets some contact in the left rear, or if he just has something maybe break in the car that turns him dead down into Poteet. Oh, right there. There it was. Yep, he got clipped by Silver Fox. There you see Daniel Day hard into the wall. There's where Charles Jackson gets sideswiped by the 41. I think he is actually going to get the wall, though. Yep, he pancaked the passenger side of his 19. He was able to drive away from it, though. And then watch this. This is when all the collateral damage really comes into play. Ian Dutta into the back of the 29. 29 into the 93. Nobody's seeming to want to slow up. Whoa, Pichu London split the gap, why don't you? Man, I think McLeod may have actually gone through the grass and avoided all this. And then there you see Dylan Young and Charles Sanford straight into that big pile up there, and Ian Dutta over and on his side. Let's go on board with a couple of our chase drivers that got collected in this one. Now let's start with second in points. Charles Sanford in the middle of nowhere. Oh, wow, actually some contact there between himself and Kris Wascher before they even got up to this wreck. Little to no reaction time, and actually the interesting thing was, even with the smoke showing, Sanford, with what I heard with that engine, didn't even make any attempt to slow down. Riding on board now with Ian Dutta in the 66. He's the one that goes for the wild ride here. Right there. That was a double hit from Sanford and Dylan Young. On board now with 7th in points, Sean Henley in the 25. Wow, that 19 almost came up and got both John Cittadino and Sean Henley. Close call for the two of them. Finally on board with our last chance qualifier winner, Dylan Poteet. So you can just see all the carnage ensuing behind him. Poteet almost got through all that. It was that hit from Dougie Shears after Dougie got turned by Silver Fox. That got Dylan Poteet turned around and spinning down the back straight. And now this is after the caution flag had flown coming out of 4. I saw skid marks on the front straightaway. Apparently they came from the 42 of Andrea Eriksson, who had a great qualifying spot. But it was another 4-wide situation. This time Drew Austin gets into Anthony McCurry, who gets up into Eriksson. And Ericsson's car is going to turn sideways in front of everybody. The fortunate thing is here, watch this. Everybody gets up to the high side, roof flaps engage, and Ericsson's going to be able to have nobody hit her, turn it back around, mash the throttle, and continue on. And I'm not too certain, but I think she may end up still getting scored in the 7th position. So a rather lucky break there for Ericsson. Actually, she may get scored 12th because she slid across the line in 12th place, but Ericsson may have just dodged a bullet there. That caution coming out very timely for that 42 machine. We'll have to see if she is actually going to start in the 12th position as we get ready to go back to green. Whoa, wait a minute. Is there more wrecking up here? I guess not. Alright. Anyhow, let's go back green flag racing here. See what the aftermath's going to be after what just took place in the very first lap of this race. We'll go back to green flag racing on lap 6 of 27. Drivers that have been announced as out of the race are 2 chasers. Ian Dutta, 4th in points, and Charles Sanford, 2nd in the points. So those 2 are going to take hard licks in the standings here with DNFing from the race this early. That's going to be tough for those 2 chasers. They're going to be having to try and battle back next week, which actually I should make a disclaimer here. We are not going to Lime Rock next week. I made a mistake. We're actually going to Indianapolis. Then we're going to Lime Rock. So I made a mistake in the schedule announcement there, so I apologize for that. Kyle Matthews, our winner from the Milwaukee Mile, back at race 4. Hasn't been to victory lane since then. He's the leader. Bob Jones hasn't been to victory lane since Derek Motodome. He's 2nd. Cody Lamas lines up 3rd. Sean Galligan 4th. And 5th is Trent Dunham. Those 3 haven't been to victory lane yet this season. Mary Cole 6th. Noah Hart 7th. 8th place is Austin LaPlante. 9th is Drew Austin. And Kyotech teammate Anthony McCurry is up here in 10th position. Joshua Collard 11th. Ericsson is indeed scored in 12th, so that spin was in just the right spot for her. She's 12th. 13th place, we leave on McIntyre. Jake Cole 14th, and Jake Rogers finishes the top 15. Then Dougie Shears, Dylan Schwalenberg, Jacob Lawler, Cole Daly, and Johnson Adino, the top 20. We will get back to green. Let's find the rest of our chasers first, though. We got Sean Henley, he's in 22nd. Danny Wells restarts in 27th. Kris Wascher, the points leader, he's 30th. Harrison Langford, 33rd. Dylan Poteet back in 35th. And that's it for the chasers that are still on track. Just join us, 2 chasers, 2nd and 4th in points. Charles Sanford and Ian Dutta are already out of the races. They're going to maybe go 3 wide for the lead. Whoa, boy. Cody Lamas thought about it, but instead decides to follow in line there. Bob Jones going to go to the point there. Final season here for RCR. How would it be if Bob Jones in the final season will have Richard Childress Racing on track to be able to win the championship here? And in his rookie season too, he didn't have the best of luck yesterday in the Moblin Cup Series event. He had a great run in trucks though, so he knows how to get around Homestead. So right now Cody Lamas, he's gotten around Kyle Matthews. Here comes the pole sitter Trent Dunham trying to get back up to the front as he's hounding Kyle Matthews for position number 3. Let's jump back here, see if we can find a couple more chasers here. I saw Joshua Collard actually was running up close to the front. Here he is. Wow, quite a tussle back here with Danny Wells and company. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, caution's out anyway. Get 3 wide. Get 3 wide. Okay, you can keep it 3 wide. Don't go 4 wide. Thank you very much. Yellow flag is out for the 2nd time here today. Some was just on pit road and I went by too quickly to be able to tell who it was. See if we can find out now. Oh, it's Austin LaPlante in the 48. LaPlante. It's the only chase he's not in. And if I recall correctly, he actually had good runs in both the Trucks and Moblin Cup Series events here. But apparently it doesn't look like he's going to have a good finish here today. Something happened to that 48 machine, and I didn't even see where smoke was, so I don't know where that incident actually took place. Bob Jones leads under caution, though. Let's see what happened to Austin LaPlante. This was a 3-wide battle for, I believe, was the 8th position. And look at Austin LaPlante and Noah Hart. They are running way, way up the racetrack there. And I have a feeling the 2 of them are going to kind of run out of room coming off of turn 2. That's a chaser in Noah Hart, by the way. Actually dead last of all chasers so far this season. He has an average finish since the chase began of 34th place. And oh man, there it is. Oh wow. And we were just jumping back looking at Joshua Collard. That's why Collard was so far back, because he got held up behind the flipping 48. And then there's Jake Rogers. He gets a piece of it. Look out. Jacob Lawler. Johnson Adino just barely get through. Michael Norman. How did they split that machine? How did they all get by a barrel-rolling car on the back straightaway? Man, that is a wild ride there for Austin LaPlante. I've not seen a barrel roll like that at Homestead-Miami Speedway in a long, long time. Unbelievable. And LaPlante's car finally comes to rest there in the infield grass. Scary, scary ride. We're going to have to document as well just how bad of damage did Noah Hart receive out of that, because that's a championship contender. But Austin LaPlante, barrel rolling out of 2 and down the back straightaway. Everybody's able to avoid. And that puts us under the yellow for the second time here today at Homestead. Now, as the race progresses, the garage area continues to fill up as Austin LaPlante has taken his machine back behind the wall, joining chasers Ian Dutta and Charles Sanford. Noah Hart has been able to continue, and I'm not exactly certain if he even came to pit road to repair any damage. He's being scored right now in the 17th position. As you look at his car, the only damage he really has is on the right side where he got it pancaked into the turn 2 safer barrier. So Noah Hart may have just dodged a bullet here, as it looks like he will be able to continue. Top 10 as we go back to green. Bob Jones, he's the leader. Cody Lama 2nd, Kyle Matthews 3rd, Trent Dunn 4th, Mary Cole 5th. 6th place Drew Austin, Sean Galligan 7th, 8th Anthony McCurry, 9th is Andrea Erickson, and Jake Cole, our winner from last week. He is now up, or not last week, I'm sorry, he was our winner 2 weeks ago at Atlanta. He's up inside the top 10 here now. We're about to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Bob Jones trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season here in his rookie season. He ended up winning in one of the most controversial ways back at Derek Motodome when I believe it was the top 3 all wrecked trying to come to pit road. Bob Jones inherited the lead and his very first Snickers Cup Series victory. As here we go, getting ready to turn them loose here. We will go back to green on lap 12 of 27. That'll give us a total of 16 laps to go here today at Homestead. Green flag back out. Cody Lamas. He looked like he got a good jump there, and here he comes for a peek to the inside. Almost shades of what Bob Jones did to Kyle Matthews on the last restart. And can he clear the Quaker State Chevrolet? He can indeed. Cody Lamas will go to the front. Kind of ironic, both the 15 and the 27 get some associate sponsorship from Peak Motor Oil, and there's the 2 of them battling for the possible win here. Well, caution flag's out again. That's not much of a surprise. Yellow flag waving for the 3rd time here today at Homestead. We've been lucky if we can even get 1 green flag lap in, and Cody Lamas will be the leader under caution. This caution is for Jake Rogers. So both the Penske cars have had a lot of trouble today. Dylan Young got involved in an incident earlier on, and now his teammate Jake Rogers appears to be done. Oh, and his teammate Dylan Young was involved, and so too was Kris Wascher. The points leader, chase points leader, finds even more trouble here. James Silverfox is also involved, and there may have been a couple other players in this that we don't know about. But we'll know about him in just a moment, because we're going to jump back, look at a replay of what happened. Cody Lamas is now the new leader of this race. Let's look back at a replay. Well, you'd think that with 2 4-wide situations not working out, they wouldn't be so keen to go 4 wide again. Well, guess what? There you go. Nick Barney, last week's winner from the Glen, Pete London, Ralph Mason, and Jake Rogers all decided to make it 4 wide, right in front of Danny Wells, who had a complete blockade in front of him. Ralph Mason's car goes up in the air, end over end. Jackson is able to use the high side to get by. Nice move there by the 19. William Duncan's going to get a piece of it there as he hits Jake Rogers. And look at this. Kris Wascher, full steam ahead, and ahead into the silver number 22. Okay. I guess if you're the points leader, I guess every spot counts, but I would think you'd want to hit the brakes when there's smoke ahead of you. Then Silverfox nails Rogers, flips him over on his lid. Dylan Young then gets into Silverfox. Those 2 were teammates over at Turner Scott Motorsports, but I don't think there was really anything between the 2 of them right there. Just weren't able to get by each other. And there you go. Right in that shot. 2 teammates, the 2 and the 22, may be done for the day. 22 for certain is. But Kris Wascher, that's kind of a questionable thing there, why he didn't back off. I mean, I think now, more than likely, Kris Wascher may not be able to continue and finish out this event, and that's a tough break for him because he could have capitalized today on the fact that Charles Sanford has already gone behind the wall. But we'll see what happens. we've had a lot of cars flipping here today, too. LaPlante doing a barrel roll. Mason got air. Jake Rogers over and on his roof. This is kind of unusual, but I guess with the higher speeds here that these cars bring, that's the kind of stuff you have to expect. But these guys are not learning. 4 wide does not work. Anyhow, let's go back to green. So we will return to the green flag on lap 17 of 27, which should give us about 11 laps remaining in today's event. Big news, Kris Wascher is still on track. He is in 38th position right now. Badly damaged, he will more than likely be off the pace, but he's still trying to continue and salvage what he can. The driver he's got to watch out for now is John Cittadino, 3rd in points, who has not been involved in the wreck yet today. He is 14th right now on the current scoring chart, and he came into this race only 8 points behind Kris Wascher, so unless Cittadino encounters problems here today, he will take over the points lead heading into next week's race at Lime Rock, I believe. There is still one other driver that could play a factor, and that's Anthony McCrory, currently running in the 7th position. McCrory comes into this race only 12 points behind Cittadino. But right now, he is running only 5 spots ahead of him on track. So, it could come down to the 61 or the 72 as to who's going to lead the point standings heading into next week if neither one of them encounter problems here today in the finish of today's event. Cody Lamas leads, Bob Jones 2nd, Trent Dunham's 3rd, Mary Cole is in 4th, and I believe Drew Austin is currently in the 5th position. I may be wrong in that. We'll find out here as they hit the front straightaway, hopefully. Oh, nope, Kyle Matthews is in 5th, then Drew Austin in 6th place. Green flag ready to come back out. We'll update the drivers out of the race after this that went on. Only one driver went behind the wall, Jake Rogers. So it's Rogers, LaPlante, Dutta, and Sanford, the 4 retirees so far. And kind of a little bit of tit for tat there. Bob Jones making the move on Cody Lamas exactly the way Lamas made the move on Jones under our last restart. And those two must have gotten a pretty good jump because they opened up quite a bit of gap between themselves in this battle for 3rd place. Well, it was a battle. Trent Dunham was under fire from Mary Cole, but now he will tuck into the 3rd position. And are we going to complete a green flag lap? Lord have mercy me, we are going to complete a green flag lap. That's a record, at least for today. Bob Jones, the leader. Cody Lamas 2nd. Trent Dunham 3rd right now as Lamas does the crossover, and now he'll go back to the bottom here coming into 2 and onto the back straightaway. Wow, we got a nice run there out of the corner. Will he make the move here in 3? Trent Dunham still very much in this. Trent ended up having a rather tough finish in the Moldman Cup Series event. He got involved in the wreck, which I'm not even now sure where it was, but he finished way at the tail end of the field. Having a great run here today, though, due to starting on the pole position and keeping his car up front. Cody Lamas will go by Bob Jones, who goes way wide into 1. Bob Jones may lose more than the lead. He may lose 2nd to Trent Dunham. I think he just did. The Sun Chips Chevrolet takes over the runner-up spot now. But here comes Bob Jones, crosses over. He'll look to the bottom, heading here into 3. Oh, I think there was some contact actually right there between Bob Jones and Trent Dunham. Little unceremonious move out of the way there on the 1 courtesy of the 27. Mary Cole having a good run here today. She's actually been turning up the heat as of late. She hasn't gone to victory lane yet this season, but she's been close. This is going to be her final season, at least for now, in the Snickers Cup Series. She's run 3 full seasons. The first season, as a rookie, she made the chase, no wins. Second season, she ended up having 2 victories. And this season, she's 25th in points and winless after she made the move from Tweenix over to Joe Gibbs Racing. But having a good run here today. And how about Drew Austin? Nice to see him having a good run. He didn't have the best of finishes yesterday in the Moldman Cup Series event where he's battling for that championship. But right now, running very well in the 5th position, trying to take 4th away from Mary Cole. Well, I thought he was going to take a peek to the inside. Oh, boy. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a little close to that left rear there, Drew. Careful. Kyle Matthews almost got into Drew Austin's left rear. That could have been catastrophic if they had wrecked that close up to the front. But Drew Austin comes into this race 39th in points. And we've seen miracle finishes for drivers that are way down in the standings. Dylan Schwallenberg won at Talladega. He's 41st in points. Jake Cole won a couple weeks ago at Atlanta. He's 40th in points, so it could happen. Jacob Lawler right now is the highest running of the chasers at the moment. He has gotten by Anthony McCrory. He is in the 7th position. Lawler, who had a difficult run here in the Truck Series event just a couple days ago. Running very well right now, but here comes Anthony McCurry on by. Now McCurry, the highest running chaser, as he'll move by for 7th. And here comes Jake Cole trying to take 8th place. Jake Cole's been running very well after his win at Atlanta. Oh boy! He nearly turned the 61 right there. That was a close call. 3rd highest running chaser right now is Sean Henley. Nice run for the 25 machine. 7th in the point stands, and a number of drivers up at the top of the standings have had trouble today, as we've documented. Could be a big opportunity for drivers like McCurry, like Lawler, like Henley, to be able to pick their way up through the point standings as far as the chase is concerned. There's John Cittadino. He's in 14th right now. Now with where he's running and where McCurry is running, I believe Cittadino would have the points lead. He's 14th, and McCurry is currently scored in 7th. That's only 7 positions that McCurry has over Cittadino, and Cittadino was 12 points ahead of McCurry coming into this race. So I believe John Cittadino at the current moment sits in the position of being the points leader heading into next week. Where's Kris Wascher? Has he been able to make up any ground? He was 38th on that restart. He's now 36, so he's picked up 2 spots, bypassing Richard Johnson and James Silverfox. But as you can see, there's really not anybody up ahead for him to pass anymore, as we're coming here to only 3 laps to go here at Homestead. And Cody Lamas, after taking back the lead from Bob Jones, he's not looked away from out in front. Bob Jones trying to run him down, but the gap right now remains about 3-4 car lengths, and then about the same back to 3rd place Trent Dunham. These 3 have really separated themselves from each other. Drew Austin separated as well, and then a long ways back to a potential battle for 5th between Kyle Matthews and Mary Cole. Oh, just as I say that, the gap appears to close up just a little bit between the 15 and the 27. 2 laps to go. Cody Lamas finished very well. I believe it was either 2nd or 3rd last week at Watkins Glen, behind Nick Barney. I think it was runner-up. I may be wrong, but I think he finished 2nd place. And right now, he's looking to pick up the victory here. Cody does not have a victory in trucks this season. He's a 2-time winner in mobile, but he has no Snickers Cup Series wins here in Season 7. Today, that could change, as he could end up picking up the 3rd win for Michael Waltrip Racing and put all 3 Michael Waltrip Racing cars in victory lane this season. White flag in the air. One last chance for Bob Jones to run him down. He's starting to close him up again. It seems like Bob Jones is better in 1 and 2. Cody Lamas is better in 3 and 4, and we're coming to 3 and 4, so it could be Cody Lamas' race. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Bob Jones going to try and do all he can. He tries to close up the gap, but he's not even close to striking distance. The number 15, Cody Lamas, will pick up his first win of the season. Cody Lamas wins the Ford 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and all 3 Michael Waltrip Racing cars have gone to victory lane now this season. Cody was the last of them to do so, and he gets it done here today. Sanford won the 500, and Kyle Corbett won earlier on this season. I believe it was either at Las Vegas or Auto Club. So what a victory for Cody Lamas. Couldn't quite get it done last week at the Glen. Gets it done here today, 1 week later at Homestead. Great victory there for Cody Lamas and that 15 team. They've really been stepping it up as of late. They were down, I remember, just outside the top 30 a while ago. Now they're up to 22nd in points, and they're going to pick up a few more spots in standings after this win here today. Bob Jones, I actually remember I was saying that Jacob Lawler was the highest running chaser. I actually forgot about Bob Jones. He's actually the highest finishing chaser today in 2nd position, so I apologize for that little mishap. I had forgotten Bob Jones was up in the 2nd position at the time. Well, this race, amazingly enough, was relatively calm compared to our Truck Series and Mobile Cup Series events, but we ended up finishing this race under green with a rather long green flag run. Let's take a look and see where all our chasers finished this race. Bob Jones, he finishes in 2nd, highest finishing chaser today. Jacob Lawler comes back to finish in 8th place, and Anthony McCurry in 10th. Cittadino ended up finishing in 13th, so he will be the new points leader heading next week, and I believe Anthony McCurry has now jumped up to 2nd in points. Sean Henley may have jumped up to 3rd in points as he finished 16th, right behind Joshua Collard. Nice run for the 43 in 15th position today. Andrea Erickson, we saw her get spun around there out of 4, but she was able to regain her position, and she finishes the day out in 17th. Looking further down, Noah Hart, that impact he had with Austin LaPlante may have hurt his chances of being up inside the top 10, but he finishes 21st today. Danny Wells, we saw him get caught behind that 4-wide wreck out of 2. He gets a 25th place finish today. Harrison Langford, Dylan Pote, we know those two were damaged due to getting involved in wrecks during the course of this race. They get 27th and 28th. Looking further down, Kris Wascher, he does finish out the event, but in the 36th position. He did not DNF, however. And then we had 2 chasers finish 41st and 42nd. Ian Dutta, who came in 4th in points, and Charles Sanford, who came in 2nd in the standings. So out of the drivers that came in top 5 in points, only 2 came away with decent finishes inside the top 15. John Cittadino and Anthony McCurry. They'll reap the benefits, no doubt, as far as the point standings are concerned. But the question is, what will the points look like heading into next week at Indianapolis? We're going to find out, same time you do, in just a moment. Congratulations to Cody Lamas on his first win of Season 7. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finisher results, overall point standings, rookie points, and chase points heading into next week's race as we head to the Yard of Grit in Indianapolis, Indiana. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.